Awaken my
If we're going to receive
soul.
deliverance, we have to be connected to the one who gives deliverance, to the one who's still doing deliverance today, which is Jesus. And so,
Mhm.
in my opinion, a testimony is simply who you are connected to who Jesus is.
It's
That's your
not
testimony.
sharing. It's not sharing of your story kind of thing.
It totally is, because when you verbalize a testimony is the sharing of your connection with Jesus.
Okay.
During deliverance, the sharing of it is you're sharing it with yourself, you're sharing it with the people praying for you, and maybe most importantly, you're sharing it with the oppression that's on you. And so sometimes I'll have people say, "My name is," and they'll say their full name because our names are a big deal, I found out.
Mm.
And I belong to Jesus. That's the affiliation of your testimony. I don't only believe to Jesus, but I've
Mm.
chosen to give myself to Jesus. I've chosen to apply my will and to submit it to the greater will of God. You're getting underneath the tree that completely protects you from the storm. And this is the point where demons are desperately trying to leave. But the very thing that they've attached themselves to you with uh, is they're stuck to you because of that attachment. When you forgive whomever and you apply the blood of the lamb, it's like solvent on the glue that attaches evil to you. I choose to forgive so and so, abandonment, leave. I mean, I find that even before they finish that sentence, I see them flying off of people. They often feel things happening at that exact moment. And so my weird deliverance experience has heavily shaped my theology of how they get to leave. They desperately want to leave at that point because they're exposed.
Mm.
They leave through the receiving and giving of forgiveness and through our affiliation with Jesus, the blood of
Mm.
the Lamb
That's
and the
great.
word of their testimony.
That's great.
And so it's
You're
super
gonna
easy.
say that, by the way. That's so good.
Yeah, it's so deliverance is super easy. I never have to figure out how to do it.
Mm.
It's always the same questions. Not do they have a demon, but what does it look like? How is it manifesting? Whatever we see, that's the demon we deal with at that moment. There's an assumption that Jesus said in John 5, I only do what I see the Father doing. So if we see something, then my assumption is that's the one that's surfaced now that God's dealing with. We figure out who they have to forgive. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we'll figure it out through a word of knowledge. I'm getting a picture of you when you're 6, something with your dad. What happened? Nothing happened. Well, except that my dad left my mom that year. We're not figuring out how the horrible thing that happened to you. Sometimes it's favoritism. Sometimes something happened at the age of 5, and it was their younger sibling was born, and the parents took the love they had for 5-year-old, and they poured it into newborn.
Oh gosh.
Favoritism is a
Oh gosh. That's
ridiculously common form of demonization, and it's hard because and I tell you, parents who commit favoritism on purpose, that's a partnership with evil.
mm.
But the thing is it's never hard. The question is who do I forgive, and what do I need to be forgiven for? And you don't even have to get like the big ugly sin that resulted in the demonization. You just have to get some blood flowing in that direction. So I find just forgive your dad for whatever, and that's enough. You just get blood flowing, and these
Mm.
things are in such a hurry to leave. And so it's a simple formula. Uh, how did I get this? What is the demon? How did I get it? Who do I need to forgive? What do I need to be forgiven for? Who do I need to give it away to? And forgiveness seems really simple, but people, generally speaking, have not received and given away forgiveness in key areas because they've diminished it. They've pretended nothing happened. They don't want to act like they're betraying the parent. Often it's the good parent that they have to forgive.
Mm.
And they're good with forgiving the bad parent. Often deliverance has already happened with that person. Because, like I said, deliverance doesn't need practitioners of deliverance to take place because Jesus is doing it all the time.
Mm.
Often they have to forgive the one that they don't think needs forgiveness. But the truth is anybody we're close to sins against us. That's why we have to, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. This is the basic kingdom stuff. If we walk in forgiveness, we walk in freedom from demonization. Until the Lord surfaces, this is the thing I want you to deal with now. Okay, it's always the same thing. How do I affiliate with Jesus? Who do I forgive? And so these are not complicated new things. These are things that you see throughout the scriptures. If you're going to follow Jesus, you're going to be a person who loves their enemies, who blesses those who curse them, who forgives. When we do these prayers, people are they're affirming their affiliation with Jesus, and they're receiving and giving away forgiveness. And that's
Mm.
powerful no matter what else is going on. but we see stuff leave. We see it leave in parts. We and then they complete the forgiveness. We see it leave, and there's a few other things underneath them that suddenly come to the surface. Uh, it's always the same question: how did it get there? Who do we forgive?
Fresh on me, come wake me from my sleep and blow through the caverns of my soul.